I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Playing fake, and Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's away. Trying to center off to Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
From behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow. Edwards pulls up and buries the flag. Shot for Derby!
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps? Welcome into Tuesday's edition, Taco Tuesday's edition of Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratanudo at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as, you know it, the Twitter. Don't be bashful. You know it. See the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1, as you can do. And, of course, you guys also know that you can go to my most phenomenal Instagram, my IG, see the show live there at michael.caratanudo.5 Monday through Friday from, yes, 12 to 1. You know this. And also, I know I remind you every day, my phenomenal Pitchfork Lunchers, I remind you every day, but you can go to YouTube and watch live, which would be very awesome if you go to YouTube and watch live. But while you're there, also go ahead, subscribe to the show. Yes, subscribe to the show. Don't be bashful. Go to YouTube, though. You see my name is Michael Caratanudo, but it's the page is at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005 at MVC005 on YouTube. And subscribe, because, again, any sound you missed, any phenomenal conversation/interviews, call them converviews yesterday. I know, I'm sure a few of you got a kick out of that not being a word. But nonetheless, any conversations you missed, coaches, players, insiders, voices, sounds from practice, sounds from being out there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, man. Get caught up. And again, just go to YouTube and say, M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005. You can binge watch, get all caught up. If you missed last season, well, you got a lot to get through. But hey, you can watch today's, and then you can go back and watch, one or two of last season's, and then, watch the next days, and then Saturday and Sunday, you could watch, maybe two and get all caught up. You could be all caught up by the end of the second season. So, don't be bashful. But yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. That is, again, another way to watch. But for those of you watching, and if you're waiting for your friends or coming to lunch, like I remind you every day, you can now listen to, well, you've been able to listen to for quite a while, the Pitchfork Lunch on the best internet radio station on the web, the Casual Sports Radio Network. All you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com, click listen live. Guess what? Bam. Page opens up, click listen live, hit play Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Forks up, there is Pitchfork Lunch for you. And when you're there, look, Casual E, we're stoked we could be a part of the KSRN family. But Casual E's got you covered too. Subscribe to their socials. You want to keep up with the Suns, the Diamondbacks, the Mercury, the Cardinals. Yeah, Casual E has you covered. So again, subscribe to their socials, and you can keep up on it. But then Monday through Friday, like I said, 12 to 1, you're going to lunch. And again, I want you to watch, as you know, I remind you guys every day, please don't watch and drive. And what's this around? Yeah, don't watch and drive. Pay attention to the road. I know you're smarter than that. But yeah, you can stream it through your Bluetooth, listen, meet your friends at lunch. You can keep listening, or again, like I said, pop up my X, my IG, YouTube, pop up the YouTube and go from there. So it's again, very easy, and you can do it. But yes, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 on the Casual Sports Radio Network. And like I said, Casual E's got you hooked up with everything else around the valley. So you will definitely want to join in. But yeah, don't watch and drive. Concentrate. You're smarter than that. But you get to where you're going, you can watch. But yeah, what's up with all the angry people getting mad? And well, if someone's not paying attention, I get why people get frustrated. But I've seen some Sun Devils do some things that, in response to other people that it's not very Sun Devilish. Come on, man. I know it's the road, but you're all better than that. We're all better than that, right? We are all better than that. Hey, we all get annoyed. We all get frustrated, but there are some things people do need to pay attention. So yes, hence don't watch and drive. Go to the Casual Sports Radio Network, KSRN, www.ksrnaz.com. Page will open up, click listen live, hit play Monday through Friday. Bam. There is Pitchfork Lunch. So glad I can bring that to you. All these wonderful ways to say the least. So, but yeah, so hey, oops. Well, they got to get over that tough rivalry loss to that team down south quickly, as they will be taking on Kansas State, and that is tonight, my Pitchfork Lunchers. They will be taking on Kansas State tonight, and again, 12-9 overall, 3-7 in conference play, 5-4 at home. Again, want to defend home court more. Coach Hurley, we heard him talk about that. Play the sound yesterday from Saturday's tough game against the Territorial Cup battle between the Devils and, yes, I will say at one time, Arizona. 81-72, but tonight at 8 p.m., by the way, here in Tempe, and before they hit the road, because Sunday they will be taking on Oklahoma State Sunday, and then in Stillwater, and then they go to Texas Tech a week from tomorrow. So, yeah, that's what they have. But they are taking on Kansas State, who is there. Again, got to get over it. Got to get over it quick. Very quick, to say the least. And you look at Kansas State right now, real quick, pitchfork lunchers, in the Big 12 as the other Wildcats. But again, they're 4-6, and they're actually ahead of ASU, who's 3-7. But like I said earlier, or late last week, is that again you're 3-7. You got some teams at 4-6, 5-5. You're right there. You got to start climbing these rankings, which again, you're going to start climbing in the conference, and it leads to wins. By the way, I just want to get it out there right now that yes, the rankings came out. Obviously, it was Sunday night, yesterday morning, but either way, the Big 12, there are 5 ranked teams. Houston is the highest ranked, and no surprise, they're 9-1 in conference and 17-4 overall. They are number 5 in the country. Iowa State, who again had the loss to Arizona and then turn around and lost to Kansas State. So yeah, they've hit a little bit of a slide, but they dropped from 3 to 8. They dropped 5 spots. So Houston's 5, Iowa State's 8. Texas Tech is 13. The Jayhawks, KU, yes, we didn't forget about them. They are 16 and climbing into the top 25 now. Is that team down south? They are number 20, 9-1 in conference play, tied with Houston again for the best conference record, and they are 15-6 overall. So that is where the Big 12 is at. And again, ASU 3-7 in conference play, 12-9 overall. Again, Oklahoma State, who they play, like I said, on Sunday, is 3-7 as well. But again, this matchup against Kansas State, they're 4-6, they're 10-11 overall. Home court, you got to protect it, like Coach Hurley said. So there is that. Also, hoops-wise, hockey-wise, we are going to hear from a few players today, obviously, as they get set to play Denver at Mullet Arena. Again, I've mentioned it a gazillion times. We all know they swept Denver up there back in November. And I asked a few of the players, again, who we'll hear from shortly. I asked a few of the players what they, just obviously Denver, like I said, knows how to get ready for other games. Played quite well. I think they put up 11 goals in one game this last weekend. Yeah. So, but what the kind of fire that they bring, and when you're playing a team like that, obviously, like I said, they've been probably chomping at the bit as it gets closer to playing ASU. But it's here at Mullet, the electric atmosphere, the home crowd. Let's bring it. As we know, Denver fans will travel quite well, but let's bring it, Sun Devils. As it's going to be again very electric atmosphere. Benji Eckerly, I didn't mention that yesterday. I totally spaced it. He had an injury Friday, and he will be out for the rest of the season, which is absolutely just it sucks. Absolutely sucks, as we all know. But yeah, so Benji Eckerly again out. And that's just again a bummer, because again, just such a good leader, huge leader, obviously, on this team. And so again, that's a little tough little tough not to. But what does this hockey team have, guys? I've talked about it with you. Yes, they do have depth. We know they have depth. They very much so have depth, and but yeah, I mean, you don't want to have to obviously, in missing that, and they've had to play this pretty much this whole season. As I mean, yes, the team did get healthier, as we've talked about a lot. They've gotten healthier, as Coach Powers is talking about too, but not getting to fully play with not getting to play with a full healthy lineup. And I chuckle because it's the frustration of it. It's the frustration of it, but but knowing again that you can obviously play with that you can obviously play and mix and match. And again, I talked about to the players, but that is one thing. I mean, this team again, who's competing. Who's competing obviously for the NCHC title, as we have as again, if you've watched them, paid attention, and I'm not saying that you haven't, but the guys have just been able to fill in, step up. And again, there are a lot of guys back from last year, an experienced team. A few freshmen have mixed in well, but it's it's awesome in the fact that, yes, I mean, you have this depth and guys come into these, roles and they're performing and the puck's going all over, it is moving through the ice, to say the least. But I mean, you can't. Yeah, you can't look at it and think like, oh, this. It's not, and again, not that they can't perform and mix these lines around and you're breaking up the chemistry, because guys, as we've seen, that is not the case. So yeah, that to me is, definitely one of those things where, and all, like I've talked about, what Coach Powers has done and how this team has flowed and everything they've done. Again, it's a bummer because obviously you want your players and your team out there, but knowing that you have a lineup that can and again, they've just done a hell of a job. And guys, again, like a grad student like Lucas Sillinger, who is again just on a tear. That was the third straight road sweep, by the way, against Miami of Ohio, who, again, not again, 3-21, 3-21-2, 0-16 in conference play. I said you couldn't overlook them. They're not going to overlook them, and they didn't. Again, 7-1, 4-1. Yeah. So Lucas Sillinger, by the way, reached 100 career assists through a 5-year NCAA career that spans 2 schools, Bemidji State, which is in Minnesota, and ASU. And then last night he set a new program career record for assists at 69. The assists on Saturday night became his 70th at ASU. He is now on a 3-game point streak that includes 1 goal and 4 assists, but 100 career assists. Yes, he is finding guys. And look, his line mates, whoever's on the line with him, know to keep moving to get open because Lucas Sillinger will find you. So forks up to Lucas Sillinger for that. Looking forward. We're scheduling catching up with Lucas Sillinger next week. So just a little heads up for you. But yes, so Lucas Sillinger and Ryan Kerwin, man, I mean, this young man, again, continues to hold onto the team leading points with 28 on the season. He is followed by Artem Slane and Bennett Shimmick, who both have 26. Mentioned that yesterday. Bennett Shimmick finished the weekend with 4 points, 1 goal, 3 assists. He was +5 over the weekend on the plus-minus through 2 games. His only goal on the weekend was a shorthanded goal, and it was his 3rd of the season. So, again, man, this team, like I said, is absolutely rocking. And you look again, they're number 12 in the country, by the way. But I mean, overall, 16-9-1, like I said, 11-5 in conference. Just crushing it. 7-4-1 at home. 9-5 on the road as they again charge towards the postseason, but they are charging, and look, they have goals, and we're going to hear about it. Because we will hear from one of the goaltenders, who's again having a phenomenal season. Luka Pavicic. We'll hear from him. We'll hear from Noah Beck, and we will also hear from Ty Jackson. Again, ahead of this Denver game, got to catch up with them a little bit earlier. So, look, we're going to step aside real quick, but when I get back, we will hear from Sun Devil hockey players because, again, absolutely phenomenal. Big matchup against Denver. This weekend, Friday, Saturday. So don't be bashful, kids. Get on out there. Get on out there. And get on out there and support the Devil. So we'll step aside real quick. When we get back, again, we'll hear from the hockey players. Again, awesome Sun Devil hockey players, and talk more hockey, more hoops, more Sun Devil Nation. Absolutely, here on Pitchfork Lunch. So we will have more coming up right after this.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraging. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always laying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
Got a big painting project you've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority. Got a big pain?
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraging. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending the message out to the world.
Always laying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
Yes, for those of you listening on KSRN, you are listening to the best internet radio station on the web. Much appreciated. I am Michael Caratenuto at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. See the show live every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, Michael.Caratenuto.5. The good old YouTube channel at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005 on YouTube, and the Casual Sports Radio Network. Love having you in for Pitchfork Lunch, again, every Monday through Friday, 12 to 1 p.m. But, yeah, let's get right to it. As like I said, hockey, getting ready for Denver, number 5. They were number 1 when they beat them up in Denver, and they swept that series. So these guys know it, and a gentleman that is going to have a hell of a season so far. I'll get more into that after we hear from them. I want to hear from them first. One of the 2 goalies, Gibson Homer, 7 phenomenal year, but Luke Pavicic as caught up with him today, and this is him after practice today, but getting ready again for this huge NCHC matchup against Denver.
Heck of a weekend for you up in Miami there. What did you feel like worked so well out of your game?
I mean, to be honest, it was a pretty relaxed weekend for me. The boys really helped me out in front of me, especially the second game with the 11 shots. I mean, those games are tough too, where you're just sitting waiting. Me and Gibby were laughing every time I go to the bench. Like, this is a fun game, man. But in those games, you got to stay in as best as you can, playing the puck, talking, moving after every whistle, stuff like that. But I just think, you know, we know Miami wasn't the best team, but those are the games where if you fall, you lose one, that's when it can really hurt our season. That's what we talked about in the locker room where, you know, we really have to be dialed in. Even though we know we can beat them, but we can't just show up and be too relaxed and take them easy because, like I said, you drop a game to them, you can ruin your whole season. So I think it kind of showed the character where we know we should win, but, you know, we did it with authority as well, played really well, didn't give up too many crazy opportunities, so it was a nice weekend for me and a good sweep for the boys.
Obviously a different opponent this week in Denver. Yeah. You had previous success with them back in November. What are you taking from that series in November and bringing it to this week?
I mean, Denver's obviously a really good team. It's just, it's going to come down to how we want to play. You know, in front of me, obviously, I can control so much, and then it's all up to the rest of the guys to score goals, block shots, stuff like that. But we all have trust in each other, and it's more so stay relaxed, stay loose. It's another game, another weekend. Just have fun with it. Don't take it, you know, too seriously. Obviously, we're going to take it seriously, but you want to have fun, especially in my last year. I'm just enjoying every day, every weekend, all the trips with all the guys. It's just, I'm having a blast, so yeah.
Is there any extra motivation this weekend knowing you're playing the defending national champions at home?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good one with the crowd and everything. It'll be special, and to be part of that will be really cool. And yeah, we're definitely looking forward to it, no doubt.
What's it been like? It's also splitting starts with Gibby, and then when Gibby's in the night, he's been playing well as well. How do you know, knowing that when he comes in, the boys are also competent and in the position to win?
Yeah, I think it's great, you know, because, you know, no matter who's playing, you want to win. That's my mindset as well. Just because when you win, you succeed, and you keep moving on. And our end goal, our coach talking about, is we want to be in St. Louis. You know, everyone wants to, and there's a lot of good teams out there. The rankings are really good, and I feel like we have a very good shot, no doubt in our minds. And yeah, just got to keep moving forward, keep playing how we're playing, and keep that confidence up.
Coach mentioned how close this group is and how that has such an impact on you guys on the ice. Yeah. Would you agree with that? And how do you think this team kind of compares in terms of prior teams you've been
on? Yeah, definitely. I'd say one of the closest teams I ever was on was when I was 17, playing in the OJ, Ontario Junior Hockey League. And the cool thing was a lot of guys on the team were from around Buffalo, because that's, you know, and a lot of Canadian kids, but Canada's so close to Buffalo. And I went to school with these guys. I mean, played against hockey growing up, so we already had that bond going into it, but then it just got even stronger when we were together. And the Buffalo Junior Sabres, they're never the best team in the OJ, but we were really good that year, and that was COVID year, and we got shut down, which sucked, because we won, it was our first series. We beat Burlington in 6 games, which was really cool. But, you know, I always use that team as a reference to other teams I've been on, and it kind of feels that way, especially me coming in as a transfer. It's my 3rd school, and everywhere I've gone, especially Lowell, guys were great having me come in, but here I can't even describe it. It's that family feel, you know, always messing with the guys, playing Xbox, just, you know, doing whatever, going out to dinners. We've gone to escape rooms, which have been a blast. But yeah, it's just, when you have that kind of a group, it just makes you that much better. Because when there's divide and there's certain groups, it makes it tough to really come together as a team, and that's what you need at the end of the year.
Who's the best and the worst player in the escape rooms?
I'll be honest. I'd say I'm very middle of the pack, but I went with, so it was me, Noah Beck, Arden Schlain, Anthony Dowd. Who else? I think Bennett came with us, I forget, but I will say Bex was dialed. He was really good, and I was surprised. Like, he was figuring, because we did the hardest one, and I didn't mean to sign up for that one. not smart, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. We're laughing, we're like yelling at each other, like, no, this is what you're supposed to do. But it was a good time. We got to go back for sure.
Did you escape?
We did, with like 30 seconds left.
You guys are 13th in the pairwise, kind of still considered a bubble team if it weren't for the automatic bid with the win in the conference. What's kind of the approach through this last final stretch of the season? You guys have a couple of tough opponents coming up.
Yeah, we want to win our league for sure. We want to win the NCHC. We don't want to leave it up to the polls or whatever it is. Obviously, having an at-large is great, but we want to win. We want to win 2 championships. We don't want to win 1. So that's what our goal is, and that's what we're fighting for.
Anything else? All right,
All
thanks,
good.
Pat.
Thank you.
Questions?
Heck of a weekend for you up in Miami there. What did you feel like worked so well out of your game?
I mean, to be honest, it was a pretty relaxed weekend.
Now you've been back for a little while. How you feeling?
Good. Today's practice was tough, but feeling good. Now that we're kind of having no weeks off here and we're playing weekend after weekend, I feel like everybody's kind of getting in the swing of things, and we had a nice little run after Christmas there, and hopefully we get another one started here.
You've played Denver a few times now here at ASU. What makes them so good, and how do you guys combat that?
I think they're really, really strong offensively when they get pucks into your zone. They do a really good job holding on to pucks and making plays and forcing you to defend for like long periods of time, which tires you down, and then that makes the rest of the game tougher. So I think that to combat that, we need to kill plays fast like we did earlier this season, and make their lives a little bit more difficult in the offensive zone. Hopefully things will go well if we do that.
To piggyback off that too, Ty, when you look at, obviously you haven't gone up there and swept them, and it's been a little bit of time, and you can imagine they've probably had this circled for a little bit because getting beat at home, but like when you're facing a team like that, what do you expect from like the start of the game and just kind of the intensity and tempo?
Yeah, especially this late in the season, like it's going to be really intense. We're getting close to playoffs, they're such a good team that we know that the speed's going to be high. We know it's going to be one of those playoff-like games. And as you mentioned, we beat them twice this year, so they're going to come back hungry. I think those wins will hopefully give our group some belief, but I think we all remember how difficult it was to get the job done up there, so we're not going to take it lightly.
That Denver series back in November was kind of the turning point of your guys' season. How much have you guys grown since that series?
Yeah, I think a lot, and a lot of that is just with our team confidence and belief. As I mentioned, like at that point, we felt like we were playing good games, and we were outplaying teams, and we were out shooting teams, and we just couldn't find a way to win. And then that weekend, we found a way to win a couple games, and since then, we almost have that confidence going into games, and we really believe that we can get the job done no matter who we're playing against. So I think that's where we've grown a lot. And then just trying to maintain that consistency is what's going to be important down the stretch here.
It's like having both Gibby and Pav back in the net, knowing that either of them in the net can help you guys win each game.
It's awesome. I haven't been on many teams where we've had 2 goalies like that, so to have them, whether Gibby's in or Pav's in, like we're really confident as a team that they're going to make the stops we need them to make, and we just need to do our job.
What kind of a loss is Benji Eckerly to the roster?
Yeah, he's a really, really great teammate, a good friend of mine, and a really important player to our team because of the energy he brings and because of the role he plays. Like he is a big penalty killer on our team, and he's in the lineup every night, and he's really impactful with his speed and with his compete level. And he scored some big goals over the years too. So it is a big hole, but we have so much depth here that I'm sure that we'll be able to fill that hole, and I'm sure he will continue to lead the group from the outside and continue to be the great teammate that he is.
Looking back at the Denver series from a few months ago, is there anything you guys are changing this time around?
No, I think it's the same mentality going in. Remember how good they are as a team, and like I mentioned, kill plays fast, make their lives difficult, make sure we're staying above pucks. Just all the things that have made us successful this season. We want to continue to do those things and at the highest level against one of the best teams we play all year.
When Benji goes down before Friday's game and then already has that scary injury, not even 5 minutes on the Saturday's game, how hard is it for you guys to kind of compartmentalize that and play your game?
Yeah, it's not easy for sure. It was a scary incident on Saturday there with Schlainer, and really unfortunate with Benji, but we've been a team that's dealt with injuries kind of all year, and even last year and the year before for the guys that were here, like we've been down guys at several moments, and we just have confidence in everybody in that room that they can step up and fill in a role and do a really good job, and that's what we need here.
Coach Powers talked about how this 2024 edition, 2025 edition of this team has more upside than prior ASU teams that made the tournament. Are you feeling that upside with the rest of your teammates?
Yeah, I think this is the strongest college team I played on, and when I was at Northeastern, we went to the NCAA tournament. So I think this is the strongest roster for sure that I played on. I think we have a lot of skill, and we're older, and those two things are really important when you get into the playoffs. And yeah, we just have so much depth. So I think we have no real weaknesses anywhere, and yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Have you seen the chemistry and the bonds off the ice kind of translate to your guys' play on the ice?
Yeah, I mean, I think the off ice stuff makes coming to the rink every day a lot more fun. The mood, the energy is a lot higher, and it definitely makes on ice. It translates to on ice, right? Guys are happier. Guys are going to have more energy on the ice. They're going to play better, feel more confident in the room. So yeah, I think that's how the off ice stuff kind of translate on the ice for sure.
You personally have played a ton of big games, and now it's coming down in the last few weekends of the season. What are you telling some of the younger guys who haven't played in that kind of atmosphere right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think just trying to build their confidence. I feel like all of our freshmen this year, I've seen them grow a lot throughout the season, from game one till now. Like, a lot of them are playing big minutes and playing really good hockey. So I think just trying to keep them confident and up for the challenge is really important at this point of the year. They've all played or close to 30 games now, and I think they understand like how our team plays and what's needed to get wins now at this level. So I think for them it's just trying to build them up, keep their confidence high, and make sure they're excited for these games.
Anything else?
How happy were you for your line mate in Sillinger on the weekend, setting that record and just seeing how he's grown as a Sun Devil?
Yeah, no, that was awesome. He's such a good playmaker, and that's a big deal to set a record like that in a college program, especially because he's only been here for 3 years. So to be able to do that with less than 4 seasons, and it's awesome to play with him, and I'm really excited for him, and hopefully he can get a few more down the stretch here.
Thanks, Jack. Escape rooms, huh?
Yeah, we did a few, just a few of us, but no, that was more of a one-time thing.
No, what can you say about the power play right now? It's completely clicking and #2 in the nation, and you kind of had that #1 unit.
Yeah, I just think it's obviously we had a few changes, and there's been a lot of guys in and out of it, but now we kind of found our rhythm. Everyone uses each other. No one's selfish on it. Doesn't matter who's shooting it. We're just looking for the open guy, and like you said, it's really been clicking. So hopefully we can continue that into this weekend.
You'll go up against a top power play in the nation. On the penalty kill, how do you control and stop that?
It'll obviously be tough. I think it's more so focusing on what we can control, going over some of their tendencies, and just obviously understanding that we got to stick to our plan and executing what we do best on the penalty kill.
What do you see their tendencies being?
They're great puck movers. They got a lot of talent over there, obviously, with some of the best players in the country, and just sort of making them make the hard plays. Can't make it easy for them being aggressive, so just forcing them into things they don't want to do.
What are the things you're going to take from last time playing them in November to now? Like, what are the lessons you guys have learned?
Yeah, I think our team's changed a lot over that time, and I think they're going to be extra hungry, obviously, with what happened last time we played them, and this time it's in our building. So just like you said, sort of learning little things from that game, watching video from those 2 games, and understanding what we need to do to sort of take it to them again. And it's in front of our fans, so we gotta do the best we can.
To piggyback off that though too, I mean, obviously beating them twice, like you said, in their building, and yeah, you guys have obviously had games, they've had games, but do you feel like when that happens to a team like that, they've kind of circled this on their schedule to get down here?
Yeah, 100%. We know they're going to be very hungry and obviously want payback. We would be the same way with teams that have swept us, and we know it's going to be tough. They're coming off a 11-goal game. their offense is firing, so we got to be prepared and sort of take it to them rather than let them take it to us right away.
What's it been like having two great goalies, Pav and Gibby, behind you in that?
Oh, it's amazing. It's every single night, just easy to trust them, and they're just amazing guys as well. It's easy to play for them, and we want each of them to do so well. So whenever, it doesn't matter who's in net, we're playing just as hard to get them their win.
Hobie Baker nominee. What does that mean to you?
It's obviously exciting. I think it speaks volumes to our team. For the most part, I get the guys the puck and they do the rest. But no, it was a nice honor, and I never had that in my first 4 years, and had a bit of a rough season last year. So just to have that was exciting for sure.
You've played a lot with Sam Court this year. How do you see his game has grown over the season?
I think he's just been getting better and better every game. He's so offensively gifted, and we're really starting to gel together. So I think even just from this, like I tell him all the time, even from just the summer, like he's gotten so much faster and stronger. Like I don't even think he realizes that he's that much quicker. So like just kind of using his skill set to his advantage. It's tough being a freshman, but he's really adjusted well, and I've really enjoyed playing with him.
Can you just talk about Benji as a teammate and what you guys are going to miss about him on the ice?
Yeah, that's a really tough loss. Benji's amazing. He's the oldest guy on the team, and we like to give it to him about that, but he's just such an amazing leader. Like his work ethic on and off the ice, he's smart, and like everyone's going to miss him so much, but he's still going to be a massive part of our locker room, even though he won't necessarily be playing. So we're still lucky to have him around.
Obviously he'll be a part of that, still be a veteran off the ice, but how can you guys as a whole team kind of come together and continue to be leaders on the ice?
Yeah, I think it's just in our depth, like everyone has to step up and sort of fill that role, and also just sort of we're obviously gonna miss him, but like I said, like he's still gonna be around, and he's got our backs. Even that game, he gave us a little speech, and just his passion, we all feed off it. So we'll be playing for him every night.
How much upside does this team still have left in the season?
I think lots. All year we've dealt with injuries, and again, it's really unfortunate that we couldn't finally get a full healthy lineup, but anyone can play anywhere. We've had guys on the fourth line play on the first line, and just moving around, very interchangeable. So I think guys will step into different roles and do the best at them.
Like you said, you've been dealing with injuries all year long. What's the mentality you guys have to make sure you guys are still competing for the top spot in the NCHC?
Yeah, I think it's just taking a game at a time. We came in, they had us ranked 8th to finish in the NCHC, and now we're right around the top. So I think it's just taking it a game at a time. There's no more underdog story. It's teams are chasing us, and like you said, we got Denver coming in this weekend, and we got both against them last time. We got to do it again.
Howard said that as much as he loves the last group that made the tournament, he thinks this one has a little bit more upside. What, from your perspective, makes this group so special?
I would say honestly our depth, like I was saying before, the guys on the fourth line play on the first line, and everyone just gels really, really well together. We've dealt with all those injuries, so everyone sort of had the chance to play together, and I think the chemistry's there. We're a close team off the ice and on the ice, and I would say this is the best team I've ever played for, as well as one of the closest. So I think it's just a really special group altogether.
And when you talk about that, I mean, coaches, I know in past seasons has talked about it, but like being able to mix up lines and, like you say, having guys fill spots when you're on the ice, you're seeing it. How much do you feel that frustrates teams as they're trying to prep for you?
I think it definitely does, because obviously when you're going over, looking at other teams' tendencies and getting ready for these weekends, you kind of know what each line brings to the table, and with us being so interchangeable, I think a lot of guys have chemistry together. It's easy to mix and match, and it's hard for them to sort of know what's coming, and I think that's something that's really special about our team.
You mentioned that when Benji went down, he gave a speech to you guys in the locker room. What was the message that he gave you guys?
Just obviously we didn't know exactly all the details. He hadn't met with doctors and whatnot, but just saying that it's his last year and doesn't matter what happens, like he's going to be here for us, and obviously we have his back and we'll do whatever we can to win for him.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Noah Beck wrapping it up. Heard Luke Pavich share the one of the two goaltenders who's on again a heck of a run. Ty Jackson and Noah Beck. But yeah, I mean, just sucks that Benji Eckerly went down, and then again, he's done for the season, but he's with the team, and that's what leaders do. And he'll still be obviously with the team, can influence them. And you look at that, and you look at the NCHC standings. I mean, the Devils are up top. I mean, they have played 16 conference games, and they are 11-5, 11-5-0 conference play. And right behind them is Western Michigan, who they have in 2 weeks. They have Denver this weekend, and then Minnesota Duluth next weekend on the road in Duluth, and they come back to Tempe for Western Michigan, and then close out the regular season in Omaha, taking on Omaha. But yeah, that Western Michigan is second, Omaha third, and then you have North Dakota fourth, Denver fifth. And yeah, I mean, Western Michigan again still has those two. So it's going to be interesting. This stretch, because again with Denver, and yes, of course you want to sweep every series, but like I say, you can't drop both games. Just cannot drop both games. As again, I know you hockey aficionados know, but that being said, that's where the Devils are at. Obviously, Denver coming up this weekend. So, but yeah, just very again stoked for this team. When you look at the I mean, you look at the stats real quick again. I mean, it's goals scored per game. I mean, Denver's at 4, ASU's at 3.65. Again, I'll get into all this obviously as the week goes on, but huge game, huge series coming up this weekend. And for Sun Devil hockey, and again, like I said, you double sweep Denver, then you're going to you already turned heads doing it in November, right? We know this pitchfork lunchers. You turn heads doing it in November, but now you have a shot, obviously, to you do it again, do it on the road, do it on home ice, protect your home ice. Absolutely huge. But again, wish nothing but a healthy and speedy recovery too for Benji Eckerly, because you hear the guys talking about him there. The fact that he's going to be out for the rest of the season. But yeah, just so love this hockey team. So we got to hear from the guys right there. And hey, that's going to do it for today's show. So again, enjoy the rest of your tacos. Those that were listening on the Castle Sports Radio Network on KSRN, again, the best internet radio station on the web. Absolutely so glad you jumped in, and obviously everybody on the X Stars, formerly known as Twitter, the YouTube, the IG. Again, have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. Again, tonight's men's hoops game, Kansas State will be in the building here in Tempe. 8 p.m. is the tip-off. So don't forget, get on out here again. Let's get this. Let's have this arena rocking again like it was on Saturday, and pushing this team to victory. So, yes, 8 p.m. All right. Well, everybody have a phenomenal rest of your Taco Tuesday. Enjoy. Hopefully, you got a little spice in some of them, and a little flavor, a little spice. And yes, hashtag our state. You guys know this. Thanks to Big 12 champs women's volleyball. And yes, I will say that all the rest of the season because they are the reigning Big 12 champions. Hashtag our state. And yes, you guys know it. As always, I will see you tomorrow. But forks up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man. The 27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Blake Baker, Plummer will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great flag.
That's away. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Scored! Down, he scored!
From behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. But a down!